Martell Holt in a way that left fans stunned. You could feel the tension, see him scrambling, and hear excuse after excuse pouring out. Once the clip hit social media, the floodgates opened. Thousands of people were watching, commenting, and dissecting every word. Melody Shari had gone live, finally speaking her truth about harassment, about Martell showing up where he shouldn't, about alleged threats, and about how her safety and her children's safety were on the line. That alone was enough to make anyone uneasy. But when Tasha K amplified it on her platform, story went from serious to unstoppable. The reactions were split. Many fans stood firmly with Melody, praising her courage. Others, shockingly, defended Martell. That's when the victim blaming began, dragging the entire situation into a darker place. And here's the real question. Why is it that when a woman says she feels stalked, scared, or threatened, the first response from some people is to doubt her or even blame her? That's exactly what played out here, and that's why this conversation matters. This isn't just TV drama. It's a pattern of behavior, and it's about how the public reacts to it. Of course, Martell couldn't stay silent. Once Tasha K boosted Melody's live, he fell back on his old playbook, deflecting, laughing it off, minimizing, and then playing the victim. Reports even say he texted Tasha K, mocking Melody and suggesting she only went live to sell merchandise. Imagine that, a woman speaking out about feeling unsafe, and instead of taking it seriously, he turned it into a punchline. He didn't stop there either. He mocked her for wearing her Sunday best to court, as if dressing professionally is something to clown. That alone showed where his mindset was ridicule instead of accountability. Deflection instead of reflection. Then came his boldest excuse yet. Martell claimed that if he were really guilty of what Melody accused him of, he'd be in jail, not fined $300. But anyone who knows how the justice system works understands punishments don't always match the seriousness of the behavior. Instead of owning up, Martell twisted the narrative to make himself look like the victim. To top it off, he even sent Tasha K videos that he claimed showed Melody as the aggressor. Think about that. He provokes her, records her reactions, and then tries to flip the script. Fans saw the pattern instantly, and they were tired of it. Meanwhile, Melody's response spoke volumes without her having to say a word. She didn't rant. She didn't clap back. She simply posted a rooftop photo with the caption, "Healing never looked so good." No names. No messy back and forth, just peace. That single post was louder than Martell's excuses or even Tasha K's commentary. Because it showed Melody choosing growth over chaos. Fans caught it right away, recognizing her strength and maturity. When you put Melody and Martell side by side, the contrast is crystal clear. Melody is thriving, building businesses, hosting events, traveling, and glowing from the inside out. Martell, on the other hand, is still caught in the same cycles, relying on TV checks and struggling to rebuild his life. That contrast tells the real story of who truly won after the divorce. Here's the real hook. Tasha K's clip didn't just stir drama, force the truth into the light. Suddenly, fans began connecting the dots. They remembered all the times Martell mocked Melody instead of listening. All the times he twisted the story to play the victim. All the times he dismissed her pain. And the picture became undeniable. This wasn't a one-time mistake. It was a pattern that had been happening for years, and through it all, Melody stood firm with grace. That's why fans support her so strongly. She represents calm in the middle of chaos, professionalism in the middle of accusations, and dignity in the face of victim blaming. Meanwhile, Tasha K, whether you love her or not, played a crucial role. Her platform made sure Melody's words couldn't be ignored. She gave Martell space to mock and deflect, yes, but she also gave Melody's voice the reach and power it needed. And that's what sparked the outrage, the debates, and the calls for accountability. So where does that leave us? Melody continues to rise above, protecting her peace and building her empire. Martell continues to deflect, gaslight, and play the victim. And Tasha K continues to shine a spotlight on the truth. Every time Martell tries to twist the narrative, Every time Melody chooses peace, and every time Tasha K drops another receipt, the truth becomes harder and harder to deny. This is about more than reality TV. This is about manipulation, accountability, and the double standards women face when they speak up. It's about a man refusing to take responsibility, a woman refusing to be silenced, and a platform making sure the world sees it all. And that's why fans can't stop talking about it. That's why they rally behind Melody. That's why Martell can't hide. And that's why this story isn't over, not by a long shot. Martell makes now seems to backfire. The more he scrambles to defend himself, the more obvious the cracks in his narrative become. Fans aren't buying the poor me act anymore because they've seen this movie play out too many times. The excuses, the gaslighting, the mockeryites, all recycled, and people are catching on. What once worked to charm or distract the audience is now exposing him even more. Meanwhile, Melody's silence has become her strongest weapon. She doesn't need to match his energy because her growth speaks louder than any words could. Every new business launch, every sold-out event, every empowering message she posts online is a direct contradiction to the image Martell tries to paint. She doesn't have to say he's wrong. Her success proves it. That's what frustrates him most. While he clings to the spotlight, she's building a legacy that doesn't depend on drama. Tasha K, on the other hand, has cemented her role as the disruptor in all of this. Whether fans agree with her delivery or not, she's forcing uncomfortable conversations that can't be ignored. By amplifying Melody's voice, she's making sure the victim blaming stops being brushed under the rug. And by exposing Martell's deflections, she's showing just how deep the pattern of manipulation runs. The bigger takeaway? This isn't just about Martell and Melody anymore, it's about what their story represents. It's a case study in how society reacts to women who speak up, how easily some people excuse toxic behavior, and how powerful it can be when women choose peace over pettiness. That's why fans are still glued to this